them are running in. We're pulling weight, but we know the dream. Oh. We on point, oh boy. We're balling international. No time, baby. You got to know we are the guys.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by my disposition, I'm not really my usual self making this video, so because these are heavy topics that have been, plaguing me for some time now. So let's get through with the intro first. I'm that original energetic. I make lifestyle story talking videos and any other video that interests me, including food recipes, reviews and hauls. So I'm going to be doing my makeup. Excuse the look of my face. I have hairism. I'm quite a hairy girl, so I have hair all over my face, and there is no hair removal method I have tried to use that doesn't leave me with scarification and stuff. So I'm going to try laser next, but of course laser requires money, so I'm going to try to save off some money and do some laser treatment on my face. But I also suffer from adult acne, so don't mind the scarification on my face and all the little bumps. And I've had acne since puberty, and they refused to leave me. So let's get to this video. Now, my number one unpopular opinion: Nigerians deserve the government they get. You know why? Because the average Nigerian on the street actually is more corrupt than the government itself. The lockdown situation because of the coronavirus saga, the lockdown situation is just moisturizer. Because of the coronavirus saga, has taught me that a lot of Nigerians, they are not willing to let go of the kind of system they have. In fact, from the market woman to the average person who owns shops and establishments, they're all corrupt. Take for example this coronavirus saga. Prices of food skyrocketed in the market because they were in high demand. They were in high demand as people were going to stock them, and things got tight. And not only that, the kind of things they talk about online, a lot of people seem to be praising this present government. This present government has not done anything to alleviate the situation of unemployment in this country. They haven't done anything about security. In fact, Boko Haram is still bombing us. There's still security threats in the country. Security threats in the country. The rich are getting richer. In fact, they're borrowing more money, than ever. So, and the country, the GDP of the country is plummeting, and we have been in recession for quite some time now. And in 2015, when this present government came into power, we were in recession, and now it's understandable. Corona has also sunk us deeper into the recession, but I don't see us getting out of it soon. And the people here, we deserve it, because how can we elect someone like that? Come on, we have a lot of enlightened intellectual people in this country who knows their onions, but we choose to elect someone who doesn't really care. It took him time. He hasn't even addressed the press. He never addressed the press during the coronavirus situation. He also, in fact, a lot of things are wrong with this system that presently I just cannot talk about, because if I do, maybe I'll put up another segment for it, because it's not something that you can talk about in just a few minutes. If I talk about this present government, I don't think we're going to exhaust the whole topic, because there's a lot really to talk about, and there's a lot wrong with it. But some people say he's doing well. I don't see what he's doing. I don't see what this present government is doing for us, the youth. So it's bad. Probably this one is not quite unpopular, but I don't know. I have to put it out there and see what the reaction is going to be. Secondly, celebrity culture is dead. I don't know why we put the celebrities on the pedestals. The Nigerian celebrity, they are very, very dormant when it comes to the ailments of this country. They're very dormant, and most of them are very nonchalant about it. Probably they are scared of maybe consequences by the government or backlash by the government. That's why they refuse to speak up on the plight of the people. But they are very, very dormant. So I don't know. I mean, you choose to be a celebrity. Why can't you live up to your celebrity status and, you know, look after the people or care for the people? Why can't you do that? But all they know to do is to flex on social media. Now, flexing for me, I don't have a problem with it. But when you flex, please try to live up to your expectations. So what happened to all those monies that was flexed on social media? All those cars, all those Rolexes. I mean, if you can flex that, why didn't you do donations? You know, during the pandemic, a lot of celebrities, they just kept mute. A few of them did donations I felt was not enough. But what am I to say? I'm not the one making their money for them. But actually, it was not significant to make an impact, you know, on anyone. So I don't understand the celebrity culture. I think it's dead. I think it's non-existent in Nigeria. And some people are saying Fowls. If you're Nigerian, you know Fowls. Fowls is the next fella. I disagree completely. Fowls is not the next fella, because fella went to jail for this country. Fella contributed to the social matter. In fact, he went to jail because of the social economical matters of this country. If you listen to his songs, he dragged a lot of politicians, you know, the likes of Buhari. And come to think of it, it's Buhari, Obasanjo, even during Fela days, the people we still hear about now. Okay, I'm in my early 30s and I still hear about these people are still having a lot of influence, you know, on us right now. So the government actually hasn't changed since, you know, independence. It's just the same people ruling us over and over and again, and the country is still the same. In fact, it's deteriorating. Now, education no longer counts. I mean, this video I'm turning it into a rant video. I'm sorry about that, but I have to speak my mind. Education no longer counts in this country. It's like the economic situation of this country is derailing people not to take long-term investments such as education seriously. Because what is the plight of the educated ones in this country? In fact, those ones who are not educated, who hasn't gone to school, are actually doing far better. Those ones who started business earlier, actually doing better than people who actually went to school and spent years studying some of the courses that they might never ever use in their life. So education, I wouldn't say is overrated, but at this time is not that useful for this time. But don't derail. A lot of Nigerians right now, it's quite unpopular. They always say, oh, if you have money, start a business, don't go to school. I disagree with that. Because I know that education it doesn't only happen in the four walls of a school. If you have the ability to read and write, you can as well read other informations out there that will improve yourself. And education just has a way of opening people's minds, not everyone, but opening people's minds to different, you know, situations. And education can actually take you places. I traveled because I studied, you know. I had my travel experience because I actually studied. I actually went to school. So I won't say it's overrated, but I will also say that it is not what it used to be. It's not the bread and butter of it won't make you wealthy. In fact, you can barely have an average life if you're educated these days, you know, because of the situation in Nigeria. And let's go to popular culture. I was listening to some artists today. Simi Adekunle, they can't sing. I know these people will come for me for this, but they actually can't sing, because I listen to Simi singing. I listen to Simi singing without the instrument, without the voice tuning. My God, she doesn't know how to sing. Yeah, if you take her to maybe Project Fame or something, sweating already. Project Fame or something, she can't sing. For real, she cannot sing. So, yeah, that's my own. Adekunle, her husband as well, can't sing. They both are entertainers. You know, in Nigeria, when you are an artist and you live in Lagos and you are popular, kind of, before you went into the entertainment industry, and people have already known you, you're part of that popular scene, whatever you do sells. So, but basically, if it's for the music, no, they can't sing, and in my eyes, they can't be legends. Now, we're talking about some Nigerians are protesting Black Lives Matters, and they say that Nigerians who are involved in the protests here are fools. That we have our ailments, suffering we are suffering our ailments in this country, like I mentioned earlier, the security problem, poverty situation and all that, yet we go and concern ourselves with Black Life Matter of America. But the truth is, if you're a black person of color, the Black Life Matter, the Black Life Matter movement should be your priority right now, because it is what is going on right now. I mean, it won't last forever. This is what is happening right now. Everyone all over the world is advocating for black life. So if you're a black person and you want to travel, I mean, you have kids who one day want to leave your country and travel abroad. What if they are treated differently because of the color of their skin? That's enough reason for you to get behind that protest, especially when people of your skin color is involved. So it's just like people saying all life matter, to the black people saying Black Lives Matter. Come on, we know that all lives matter, but we are prioritizing black life right now. So if you're a Nigerian, a lot of Nigerians, they seem to like say people who stand for black lives are hypocrites, that they couldn't talk about the situation ailing the country. Man, everybody talks about the situation at some point, but we have to prioritize something, and right now is a black life movement that is being that's been what's it called now, is a Black Life Matter movement that is going on now. So if you're a black person, I don't care wherever you are in the world, you need to support this movement, because we already know that the black race is actually disadvantaged. Even in Europe, there's a lot of racism. In America, racism. So in Norway, I live, there's a lot of racism, underground racism. No one gives you a job if you're a black person. Rather you work in shops as a salesperson or a cleaner or all those things. But when it comes to real jobs, my god, I'm sweating. Real jobs, not mean that those are real jobs. When it comes to jobs that really matter, that you have studied for, it's very difficult to get it. So we understand racism is rife in the world. That's why the Black Lives Movement matters. Then my other unpopular opinion, I think religion should be abolished. Seriously, I've had this sentiment for a very long time. I think it has no place in the society anymore. I think it has caused more harm than good. Yeah, I think it has caused more harm than good. Religion, and when it comes to rape culture in Nigeria, for example, I think religion and traditional belief played a huge role, because for one, human beings are, not human beings, women are objectified. They are seen as properties to be bought. Women are objectified because of culture. They are actually seen as properties, to be bought. A lot of people have used "because I paid her bride price" in this country to actually perpetrate a lot of evil on women. Because I paid her bride price, it's like buying a woman. And when they buy the woman, and you won't blame them as well. Some cultures, they have, like my culture, I'm from Imo State, they have these exorbitant bride price, especially for first daughters. In fact, any woman that is from Imo State, it's like you're being bought, because the bride price is so exorbitant that sometimes when they marry some of us, they always say, "Oh, I spent a lot of money marrying you, so you're not my property," and they treat you whichever way they want to treat you. I think marriage is overrated in this country. Seriously, marriage is overrated, and the pressures of marriage has actually done a lot of harm than good. A lot of people get married for the wrong reason in Nigeria. They get married for economic purposes. They get married because society wants them to get married. Most people do not get married because they want to. And when they go into the marriage, they discover that marriage is not all. What they are actually facing is not what they have signed up for. You understand? So it's actually really overrated in this country, and people shouldn't be putting pressure on people. What is this? What am I holding? Ooh, okay. People shouldn't be putting pressure on people to actually get married. They should do it whenever they want to. Because whether we like it or not, people are blaming the divorce rate in Nigeria because of feminism. They say women are no longer submissive. man, those things are outdated. We should do away with it. But if you have to go with the popular Nigeria tradition and culture, it will be very difficult for my Nigerian men to do away with, you know, bigotry and do away with misogyny, because it is perpetrated by the culture. And not only that, it's supported by the culture, and not only that, it is also supported by religion. A lot of people, there is always a quarrel online when it talks to women submitting to men. Why much should I submit to another person? I'm a person, I'm an entity of my own. I have my own mind, so that's another story for another day. But I think it's very, very, very much overrated in Nigeria. And married to women here, I know my Nigerian women are going to come for me, but if you tell yourself the truth, then this statement shouldn't be a problem for you. It's just how much a woman can suffer, really. It's how much suffering a woman can take and keep quiet. That's what marriage is here in Nigeria. Marriage is just, as a woman here in Nigeria, you're more or less like a glorified housemaid. A lot of women live their dreams and follow the dreams of the man, regardless of if the man is worthy or not, just because they want to bear the name of a missus. They want to bear a missus. So a lot of Nigerian women do not get married because of love. No, it's actually transactional here in Nigeria. Some of them get married because of biological clock and because of what people will say, and they don't want to be left. They don't want to be left. Left aside. They don't want to be left aside. Women, they want to do as their mates have done. So that is understandable. But let's not say that it's not what it's. I don't think people are designed to get married out of anything besides, they love each other and they really want to be with each other. But here, that's why. And two, infidelity. And the men cannot. If you're African, you cannot. Another unpopular opinion: if you're an African male, you can't do no wrong in this country. Seriously, anything you do is actually really right. You cheat on your wife, it's right. You can't help it because you're a male. So the women. But if a woman cheats, oh my God, the heavens will come down. I'm telling you. If a woman cheats, the heavens will come down. So the women are not being held to the same socials or standards as the men in this country. The women are men. They're not men. They're not held to the same social standards as men. As long as you have a penis, you're good to go. You can do whatever you want to do. So that is an opinion. I don't know if that opinion is quite popular or unpopular. I don't know, but that is what it is. And I was talking about religion earlier. We should do away with it. It doesn't serve us anymore at all. It's just a business hijacked by a lot of con people to extort money from people and to brainwash people and keep them, in check. Especially women, they've used religion to keep women in check and police women's bodies, police women's choices, police how a woman should feel or be treated in the society. Religion has actually been used to perpetrate that. A lot of evil. Religion has supported slavery, wars, a lot of things. I don't want to go into that, but if you read the Bible, which I don't do anymore because I've read it from cover to cover, I don't see any way it benefits me, you'll find out that religion has actually done more harm, than good to anyone. So that's my take on religion. Then another one, hypergamy is not for Nigeria. Hypergamy is when you marry high, somebody higher than your economical status. For example, the women are encouraged to marry men who have more money, who can take care of them. Now that's a good thing, but I don't think we need it anymore in Nigeria because it has done a lot of harm than good. Now, if you're marrying high, the African man mentality is to dominate the woman, and you're going to a man's house with nothing. I mean, maybe with just your beauty, that will definitely fade someday, you know, and you don't have things of your own. Because if he marries you, I don't know if this is different elsewhere, but in Africa, if they buy something for you and they marry you, if you want to leave, most of the time they take everything from you. Polygamy is not for Nigerians. A lot of people will eat me, but it's not for Nigerians. Nigerians should embrace feminism. Nigerians should embrace supporting the girl child. You know what I mean? I think maybe in America or any other way in the world, hypergamy might be good for them, because according to some hypergamy YouTube channels I watch, they keep on referring to the men as dusties. I think that's a very bad term to use for men, dusties. Wow. I might have used it 1 or 2 times, but come to think of it, why would a man be a dusty? You know, if he hasn't gotten to that social economic status you want him to get to now. Of course, granted, some men can be bums, but there are other women who are bums, and there's someone for everyone. So you get what I mean? So hypergamy is not really for Nigeria. We should embrace feminism. And unpopular opinion again, feminism is slowly gaining pace in Nigeria, because a lot of men, of course, you have thousands of men who are obviously against feminism, but the situation has improved. What is this noise? Guys, I actually live near a road, so yeah, don't mind the noise. The situation has improved because I actually now hear, you know, men talk about, you know, how to treat a woman, you know, things like that. I actually hear men talk about, you know, giving women equal opportunity. Initially, people don't talk about those things. People barely talk about those things, especially men. They prefer to keep the women on that. Well, recently, I have noticed that there's been a lot of movement for the feminism movement, which I am happy about, but we still really have a long way to go. Really have a long way to go. So hypergamy is not for us. Feminism is the way to go. Now, I think the corona is rife in Nigeria, but we do not have enough documentation of people with it. So if people die, they will definitely chalk it to, you know, another kind of illness. So I think we'll still have coronavirus in Nigeria. I think the numbers produced by the NCDC is not the correct number we're seeing. I think there is more, you know. And I also think that they are not represent even the stats. I think there is more, but how much testing are we doing to come up with that numbers that they put up every day? How much testing? I don't think we do enough testing. I also think the numbers are fabricated. I might be wrong though, but I also think the numbers are fabricated, and states fabricate their numbers to get allocations, to get money. A lot of governments in Nigeria are actually profiting from the coronavirus saga. You know, take for example in River State, where I am, Port Harcourt, the governor kept everyone on hold at ransom. He tightened the whole state because he was not allotted money. Yes, granted that, okay, the oil comes majorly from this side, and places like Lagos, which is like the commercial hub of Nigeria, you know, got some coronavirus money or allocations, you know. Granted that I can understand it, but it was not enough for him to hold the whole state at ransom and, you know, keep everyone uneasy because he had to collect money. You get it? So I think that they are playing politics with it. I know they are playing politics with it, and I don't think that the coronavirus will affect our economy as much as it has affected every other economy. In fact, things are a bit cheaper. We have very cheap prices of fuel now, you know, because if you Of course, it was good when the fuel was like really huge. I think it was 60 something dollars per barrel. It was good for our country, it was good for our economy, it was good for our, it was good for the way our currency looked outside. But it wasn't good for us as citizens because the money wasn't even coming to us. The money was used for the government to line their pockets. So right now that crude oil is not really in demand and the prices have reduced, the people inside the country actually um, faring better because now most of our economy, the food, housing, everything is actually tied to fuel. Yes, because when it comes to moving around the country, fuel costs, you factor in fuel costs, right? When it comes to interstate delivery of goods, you factor in fuel costs. Now the fuel costs has come down and a lot of people are, you know, people can now move from one place to the other with, cheaper. So things are actually, and when transportation is cheap, food becomes cheaper. A lot of things become cheaper. Maybe things bought abroad probably not cheaper for us, but we're trying to curb importations. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, if you are a Nigerian, a young Nigerian, and you still go to church, what are you doing with your life, really? If you're a young Nigerian and still go to church, what are you doing with your life? Huh? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing there? Why are you going to help these con men enrich themselves? Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you dedicating your time that you will never get back to the service of this man? Come on, if you see the work people do in churches, they practically work for free, and they say it's God that is going to repay them. And this con has been going on for a very, very long time. Please, we should help stop the menace of religion. They have shown you what they really are, who they are. So why are you going? Why are you still serving them? Why are you still going to these churches? These churches is closed down because they haven't served us in any way. They've only served their pocket and served people that will line their pockets with money. Whether we like it or not, the rich only associate with the rich. So they do this so they can rub shoulders with the very rich of the society. They don't care about you. None of them care about you. So I wonder why you keep going to them and funding their cause with your youthful energy, your money, and everything. So you are the cause of the problem. You are the cause of the problem. If you make up your mind and say to yourself that I will not follow the cause of these men of God. I will either focus my energy on technology, education, science, politics. Then I bet you they will stop scamming people. They will stop this show of power and miracle. They will stop the show because right now, I think it's all over the world. What religion is right now is a show off of people who can, perform more miracle and drag more. What is this now? And drag more crowds to their, grab more crowds exactly to their churches. So yeah, please armor up with unpopular opinions. If you want me to do more detailed unpopular opinion, I'll do it. If you want me to do more specific, maybe a specific industry, I'm going to do it. So, alright. I'll go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. I will see you guys later.